Hey witches, this is Vix.
Hi, people. This is Callie.
You are listening to Random Witchcraft with our crazy asses.
Yes, crazy and being weird and talking about traditions. Are you traditionally weird?
Traditionally,
Well, we are the weirdos.
yeah, this week we decided to do some different things. Talk
Discuss about, the traditions that we grew up with, the ones that we have implemented now that we're grown people. Or some of us are grown, others are just, forever Claudia.
and also posting the episode a couple days early,
Yes.
just in time for the nice Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday celebrations.
Happy Box Day. Yeah, I went Canadian. Or Canada, like I like to tell my Canadian friends.
I was gonna say Zombie Jesus Day, but that's the wrong
That's
holiday.
that's 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 Easter.
Yeah.
It's when Zombie Jesus is born though.
True. So, Callie, what kind of traditions did you grow up with for this time of year?
Well, this time of year was, you know, our traditions kind of started from Thanksgiving on. On Thanksgiving, we would end up doing the traditional, have turkey, ham, but at Thanksgiving we would start off with, in the beginning of grace, start off with, you would say what you were thankful about each person at the table.
That
Why?
is an interesting tradition.
It was where you couldn't hide behind your sarcasm because, trust me, I may dislike some of my family members at times, and I mean, very few times have they ever gotten me to the point where you say, I hate you. Because honestly feel hate is a very strong word. And you have to have your whole being in there to say, I hate you.
Yeah. Love and hate
Go hand in hand. Yes, they do.
they are on actually the same side of the same coin.
Mm hmm. But it was where my mom would implement the fact that you weren't allowed to say anything snarky to each other. You actually had to let the walls down and show your love for one another. And in our family, us talking smack to each other, saying, ugh, did you get uglier this year? Is basically like us showing love. And if we acted nice to you, we knew we messed up somewhere.
Aw, bless your heart.
Don't you bless my heart, sweet summer child. Yes, I know what it means.
Yes.
But then it went on to, we would start getting ready, gearing towards New Year's. Getting ready for your 12 wishes by eating the grapes. The cleansing tea to help cleanse you to start fresh in the new year.
Wait, is that hibiscus tea?
It's the one that I made, yes. The one that I made extra strong. Yeah, I did clean us.
One bit of warning. Too much hibiscus can be a bad thing.
Well, it is a diuretic.
It will clean out your system. And we learned last year that it cleans out your system for about 3 days. It's the best colon cleanse I've ever had. I think I lost about 30 pounds.
Well, tends to do that. Um, Besides that, we would start gearing towards the fact that during this time, our mom would not let us fight. I mean, like, if you said one mean thing, you weren't getting your Christmas gifts. Till Dia de los Magos, which is January 6th. Which is loosely translated Dia de los Magos. It's the day, well, Magos, which is, the day of the witches, which would be the day that you get gifts from the witches.
That is also the Epiphany Day.
I didn't know it was called that, but well, I knew recently with research, but on that day, if you were mean during the proper birth of Christ, because everything is love and peace and joy to the world.
Funny thing is, this time of year, that in time past, this was the time of reflection. Yule was a time of reflection and ancestor work, working with the dead, and mainly because you're stuck in your house and very snowy and cold.
Oh no, not the snow and cold.
We live in Southern California. It does not get snowy and cold. If we want to see snow, we gotta drive.
A while.
Not really. It's only about an hour.
Well, I say a while because my motion sickness going up there.
Yes. Cali don't do very well with windy roads.
No, I don't. That's just a recent thing because of the whole issues. Because I love roller coasters. Get me on a roller coaster. It's freaking amazing. I'll ride roller coasters like a crazy person.
Roller coasters don't last as long.
True. Unless you're like me and you end up befriending one of the attendees and you're just like, just leave me here.
We need to go to Florida and get on the slingshot.
I'm down.
Those videos are fun. Watching boys scream like girls. Yes.
But then we got into, New Year's, which was partly you get to, if you were of age, you got to drink your little butt off. And it was where the music videos of massive karaoke happened at my house.
Should probably mention New Year's by the Gregorian calendar, not by the witches' calendar.
Yes. Sorry.
Because the witches' New Year is November 1st. It's when the world dies.
True. But we're all heading towards that way, regardless.
Yeah, we all gotta die sometime.
Or we already died and we're just living awake, seeing all this tragedy happen.
Well, we are surrounded by death in my room.
And of course,
There's skulls everywhere.
there's skulls, there's just, well,
A lot of fun stuff.
yeah. And besides gearing up for the typical New Year's celebration, it was that time before it hit midnight, we as kids were able to act like if we were Gryla's Yule lads. being mischievous as all heck.
That would be more of midwinter. Is where Gryla's Yule lads.
My mom made it to where we were allowed to leave all of the mischievousness before midnight.
Hey?
But we acted like if... We had a contest in our family amongst the kids. If you fell asleep first, you were the first victim in the pranks. One year I won with sticking a pad with theater blood on my cousin's face and told him that it was our older cousin that left her pad on him. And stuck freaking tampons up his nose.
That's rude. But funny. Very funny.
Yeah, well, he ended up switching my Sprite with tequila when I was young. The year beforehand.
And you complained about that, why?
I still hadn't tasted tequila yet. I was still a good girl.
That never existed.
Well, it didn't exist when you met me, but there is, video evidence of me being a actual good child.
I don't believe it.
I will end up getting it, so you could see it.
Yeah, with me, I remember every Christmas time with the tree. And my mother used to play this one specific record all the time.
Nat King Cole?
No.
No? Bing Crosby?
No.
Which one?
Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers duet, their Christmas album.
I love your mom even more. I loved her before, but I love her even more now.
She probably has a copy of that album, that record. Now. Which, I remember the smell of the Christmas tree. Gotta love the furs. And not referring
Thick
to the
and
ones on the...
sprucey?
Not referring to the ones that are on the boots.
With them bottom jeans. You see, you're just trying to get me one day to end up seeing here a full thing.
You're a full thing of something.
Baby, I'm a hot mess.
I think everybody knows that by now.
But for some odd reason, people are shocked when they find out I'm a fucking monster.
Yeah, you're definitely a monster.
Rawr.
No pterodactyling.
I went rar like, Boo does in Monsters, Inc.
Oh, hell.
I went there.
Now, what was your most fondest memory of Christmas time, Yule time?
My fondest memory? Well, I have two. But the first one was... I was 8 years old. And I kept bugging my mom and my dad for one specific Barbie. But every time that we went to the store to find said Barbie, it was nowhere to be found.
Let me guess. They got you Malibu Barbie.
Oh, no.
But you wanted ballerina Barbie.
No.
Graceful.
Look here. No. I am not Debbie. Do not compare me with that. The one Barbie I wanted was the Christmas Barbie, the first Christmas Barbie that came out with her velvet green dress. And this Barbie did not have the traditional blonde, blue-eyed Barbie. She had emerald eyes with brown hair. That was the 1992 Barbie. And I didn't want the Barbie to play with it. I wanted, because I wanted to put it in my little case of mementos.
You realize you just dated yourself, right?
I don't care.
Even though you made yourself sound like you're a year younger than you actually are.
I don't care.
But we still old bitches, so.
I always tell people, I may look young, but I'm a vampire.
Fun.
And the second fondest memory would be the last Christmas I had with my dad.
Yeah. This is definitely the time of thinking about the ones that have passed.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about it as the one because he had passed. The reason why it was the fondest memory to me was he actually looked at my brother and said, she has been, and he had a moment of clarity, and was like, she's been using the same computer for now 12 years. I told her I was going to buy her a new computer one day. And he's like, we're going to Best Buy. And then he's just like, go pick whatever you want.
And you got the most expensive one, didn't you?
No, I didn't. And my brother's like, you're paying me back for half of that. And my dad goes, well, then I guess you're going to have to pay me back for the car I bought you. And I looked at my dad and I was just like, what's wrong with you? He's like, did I say that I was asking you to pay for it? No, it's a gift. And if he's angry, then he can go drop me and you off at a goddamn hotel room and we'll spend Christmas there.
Stubborn old man.
It was one of his last lucid moments, and that's probably where I get most of my crazy from him, because he was off the wall. Like, his favorite thing about you was, oh, if I was gay, he would be my wife.
And the funny thing is about that, I didn't understand a word he said, so...
Why do you think I always laughed when he hit on you? Because my dad hardcore would spit game at you in Spanish.
Yeah, I was never informed of this until now.
Hey.
Hey, I could have been your stepfather.
What?
That would make it kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Your husband's your stepfather.
This is in Alabama. This is in Alabama.
Kentucky.
You had to go there.
Hey, they had the blue people of Kentucky.
But
Gotta love inbreeding.
did we just go there? We did, huh?
Possibly. So, anyways,
What is one of your fondest memories? Besides sharing about the record.
well, that was the record was pretty much every year. I think the fondest memory was the first time I was actually able to use my own money to actually buy people presents. And now I just go overboard.
And make people cry.
Yeah.
Not gonna mention any names.
I may not believe in Christianity, but I do believe in being close to the ones that you love. Which is pretty much the essence of this time of year. The Christians may all try to have all control over this holiday, but us witches have been around longer.
Very true.
We've been celebrating our shit for
many
longer.
years. Oh, that's where you put it at. Oh, sorry, I got ADHD moment.
Yeah.
But on other traditions, birthday traditions, how were your birthdays? What traditions did you have on your birthday that would end up, besides it being all about you like it is every day?
Well, birthdays kind of just come and go now.
Well, now, but I'm talking about like back in the day. What were the traditions that they had just for you on your day?
Well, obviously cake. And presents.
Yeah.
Never actually had any birthday parties or anything like that I remember. I didn't grow up in a rich household, so there was no money for such things.
Well, let's be honest. Some Mexicans just throw a kid's birthday party because it's the excuse to drink.
Are you talking about having like a keg at a 1-year-old's birthday party?
Fluff, yeah. Now I understand it, because that's the only way you're going to get along with most of your family members as an adult.
Well, we also live in Southern California where it's any excuse to shoot off fireworks too.
Yeah, but those are fun.
Everything's fun until you blow your finger off.
Which finger, though? I have seen somebody end up sticking a frickin' M80 in their pocket because a cop drove by.
That would be an owie.
Yeah, it was a major owie. Because when it blew up, yeah, ambulance was called. Poor Richard.
Yeah. Y'all got the innuendo.
Mm-hmm. Nobody told him to put it in his pocket.
Yeah, that's not smart.
Especially after lighting it. Who's that?
Well, obviously he had already lit it before he put it in his pocket, because otherwise we wouldn't be talking about him sticking a fucking firework
Yeah, but
that
like,
wasn't lit in his pocket.
honestly, why? What in the mental capacity did you think, oh, how in the world, 5 seconds, did you forget that you lit this firecracker and then shove it in your pocket?
This is also like on the same level as talking to someone on the phone, having your phone in your hand, and trying to look for your phone.
We're both guilty of that one.
Yes, we are. It's really funny when you turn on your flashlight on your phone to try to find your phone.
No.
Or as you get older, trying to find your glasses and you're on your head.
Well, but birthday parties for, well, in my family were very, very strange as a kid. Because the party started the weekend before.
Sounds about right.
You had all the aunts in there preparing all the meat, everything.
That's because you messy can. Because you can be messy.
True.
For a week. Or in drag queen time, a month. Birthday month.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You just sounded like Cardi B.
What?
Meow.
Yeah.
But even if this time of year does trigger you and trauma responses to the past, you could always change that around and actually make your own traditions.
Very true.
They don't have to be ancient for them to actually have meaning.
Very, very true.
If you don't have the family to be around, chosen family also counts.
I think the last...
Oh, and this is also a time of year that you have to work on your mental health, because this is one of the hardest times of year for mental health, especially if you live in a colder climate and it snows and you're stuck inside. Not everybody's as lucky as we are living in Southern California, where we can go to the beach any time of year and it'd still be nice. Might freeze if you go in the water, but still nice to be on the beach.
Has that stopped me from sticking my feet at times? Yes. Lately it has. But normally it's the best time.
Well, we did just get out of a rainstorm.
Yeah.
It's been a little chilly lately. Being cold of 60-something degrees.
No, it wasn't 60-something degrees.
I was being funny, because I know there are people that listen to this that live in places that is probably
negative 10.
In the negative.
Oh no, I've experienced negative 10 weather, and I was like, heck,
so have I.
No, heck the fluff, no. Like, somebody told me, yeah, I'm gonna go pick you up. Wait for me outside. No.
Ooh, have you ever experienced a white Christmas? Snow on Christmas morning?
Mm-hmm. My very first Christmas. my very first Christmas when I lived in Nebraska. I was like, just, I went to make sure that the Christmas tree had a little bit of water because I was insisting to my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I want a Christmas tree. He's like, all we can afford is, even if you want to call it a tree, it's not really a tree. It's like a sapling. And I was like, it's still a Christmas tree. It will fill the house with Christmas joy. And I went, put water, and then, because klutzy me, and I tripped over my own feet, I fell onto the couch, brought the curtain down, and then revealed that it had snowed. And I was like, oh my goodness! I went outside barefooted, in shorts, and a long t-shirt, and just to grab snow, ran back inside and chucked it at my boyfriend's face.
It's not Christmas until you find your drunken mother under the Christmas tree.
No.
Bad thing is, I've experienced that. The really bad part about that was, it was the middle of July.
Now I can see why one of my friends keeps telling me that we should record this, because the facial expression I must have had.
Yeah. I have an interesting family, to say the least. We're all a bunch of oddballs.
That's putting it nicely at times. Oh, but then you look at we're having the pot calling the kettle black.
The bad thing is, I'm still the black sheep. I'm the oddball in the family of oddballs and weirdos.
Do you know the weirdest thing that my aunt told me recently? Like, the rest of the family may consider you as the black sheep, but in reality, you are like Snow White, heart of gold sheep. And I was like, take it back. Take it back. This is the time of year you're supposed to be nice to me.
Crazy.
I'm sorry. Have we met me?
Now, do we have any final thoughts before we sign off for the day?
Tradition, like you said, traditions don't have to be necessarily ancient, or you have to have done them for at least 10 years plus. If it's something that you do consistently, something that it's a routine for you, it's a tradition.
Yeah. If that means you have pizza on Christmas Day, that's a good tradition. That's your tradition. It's like traditional witchcraft. Doesn't have to be all ancient and from pre-biblical times to be a tradition.
True.
If you find it meaningful, it's one of your traditions. And you go on with your bad self and live your best life.
And if one of your traditions is to, be a menace to society, then be a menace to society. Just remember, do not subtract from the population. Do not add to the population.
Yes. No glove, no love.
But If you happen to do something that makes you land in jail, establish dominance quickly.
Or become the biggest bitch's bitch.
And I'd like that saying comes from one of my favorite TikTokers, the feral ex-housewife.
Well, this has been Random Witchcraft with Vix.
And Callie. Y'all have a wonderful end of the year. And remember, start getting those manifestations ready, because we don't have Venus retrograde in the beginning of the year. And Jupiter is luck.
Yes. Happy holidays. Enjoy this time.
Make memories that last a lifetime.
And don't kill nobody. Especially your family.
So you mean I shouldn't make the cookies with almond flour?
Oh. And if you go to drink on New Year's, get an Uber. There's no reason to get DUI for New Year's Eve. You don't want to start the new year with in jail.
In the drunk tank.
Yes. Till next time, this is Random Witchcraft.
Au revoir, babies.
Bye. Just one more thing before we sign off for the day. If you would like to send us any comments, concerns, or any questions, or if you would like to support this podcast, or for any future endeavors, click the links below. Thank you.